Just a reminder, we're looking at this week of Chazarah, next week, Monday night, where we're penciling in for a siyum, a grand siyum in the third parak. We'd like it to be
16th or the 23rd. 2 weeks, isn't it?
2 weeks. Slicha. 23rd, yes. No, but let's post that date. We would like to make it a husband and wives event. We've been doing this third parak now for close to a year and a half. A long time. Baruch Hashem. Nachum, you joined, but you caught up.
I did the beginning, Baruch Hashem.
Yeah.
Moshe took me out. And now, by the way, I'm positive that Moshe at the end of the parak.
So, the Maisa, we're having a serious Chazar this week, next week. So we have about 2 weeks. No, 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today, Mirz Hashem, we'll have a grand seat. Mirz Hashem. So that's the plan. And with the plan is to get, we have another 10 blot to go. We have 10 blot. 10 blot, 2 weeks. We'll get there. And Chazar, the Elam really started Chazar. So let's get there. With the venue of the Siyam and the style of the Siyam, we'll hack as we get closer. But number one is to put it on the counselor, on the calendars.
Is the Rob upstate already?
No. 2 weeks for here. 2 weeks for here. The Elam said maybe we should do doggies.
Right.
Maybe we'll do that at a later date. But you know, that won't come down. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to make an event with the woman. Event with the woman. I'm saying this is chashuv.
One set of beautiful events outside.
We'll discuss. Let's go. Lama beis and beis. Noch a chazara. Here we go again. We're together. We just skipped an hour and a half, but I'm assuming everyone did it on their own. Let's keep the checking going and let's move on weiter. Lulav sheyish boy shloisha tfachim. Says the Gemara, and the Mishnah again. We remind ourselves said kidei linanea boy. So the first shtickle Gemara is a little bit easier. Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Shmuel. Shir hadas v'arava. The shir of hadas and arava is shloisha, and a lulav is arba. Why? Kidei she lulav yitzmin hadas tefach. Okay, very simple. V'Rav Parnach Amar Rav Yechanan. Shidroi shalula sarchitz min adasar. The sheder, the spine has to go up. So, part one machlekes is simple machlekes. Is it the leaves that have to go up, or is it the spine that has to go up? Tanan, we try to bring a raya. Says the Gemara, so we think that's a raya. That, well, it's hard to know which way the raya is because the Gemara answers Ima uchadei. And what does that mean? Markedisle. So each one is going to explain the way that they hold, whether it means to the leaves or the spine. Tashima. Shir hadas rav shleish lulav arba. My love bahadeyolin. Together the leaves. Says Gemara loy levad meolin. So you don't have rayos either way. That's part A. The spine. Correct. So we thought.
Saying which means 3 plus 1.
Yes.
Is that a riot to what we're saying? It said Lulav is Arba, right?
It says Lulav sheish ben gimel tvachim kidei lenanei boy. So the Gemara is asking. It sounds like a lulav has to only be 3 tvachim. End of story. We just said that what a lulav has to be 4. And now we're seeing as be 3.
Maybe this is the riot. The other.
So the Gemara answers markedisle. It means 4. How much? Whether with the leaves or whether without the leaves. Givaldi. Now, Tashim Asher, that's a Rav Shleish, Levar Ba. And the Gemara now thinks, my love, Bahadi together. Leaves, lo, Levan Me'olim. So, part A, first 10 lines of the day, is a very gishmaka, isolated shtickle Gemara, which is, how big does your lulav have to be? It has to be 1 tefach bigger than your dasim and your aravos. What is that 1 tefach? Is it just the leaves, or does it include the spine? That's a machlekes. Do we have a raya either way? And the Gemara says no. Part A of today's shir, nice and simple. Part B is where things get a drop complicated. We always said it's probably the hardest Gemara in the whole parak. So here we go, starting the week over the bank. Let's go. I'm a beis and beis. We're smack in the middle of the yeah. My lava hadiolim that we think is together with the leaves. Levan be'olim except for the leaves. So there's no raya either way. Kufa says the Gemara. Let's quote the aforementioned bracelet. You want to get your Gemara? We'll wait 1 minute for you. Let's get your Gemara.
And if you have one of these papers.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I have an extra somewhere floating in my Gemara, I feel. Here we go. I have an extra if anyone wants an extra one. This paper.
I got this one because it was floating around. I came away after the.
There you go. No, this. My brain still thinks in this paper.
Somebody put it into my Gemara. They're using it.
There you go.
Baruch
You,
Hashem.
you thought
It's
you
already
left
there.
Kinyan for a few weeks.
Yeah.
You never actually left.
No,
Here we go. You still need your candlesticks.
I did.
Akiva Goldberger is in trouble. Gufa. Here we go. Says the Gemara. Gufa. Shir Hadas Varava Shleisha. We're quoting right now. Lulav HaGazul. What does that mean? Rav Tarfon Omer. Ba'ama bas chamisha tvachim. An amma of 5 tvachim. So, again, let's take everything very simple. What is the share of the Hadas and the Rava? 3. And the Lulav HaGazul. Rav Tarfon says 5. So step 1, what does Rav Tarfon say is 5? We think the Hadas. That's what we think. So we think the Tanakama says a Lulav and a Rava.
That means he'd be saying that the Lulav is 6.
And he would be saying that Lulav might even be 6. Correct. That's what we think right now. Amar Rava. Sharele Mari Rav Tarfon. Hashem should help Rav Tarfon. Hashta avois to have braided shleisha 3 tefachim. Loi mishkachinan. We cannot find pas chamisha mibai. You think you're gonna find Hadas of 5 tefachim? Meshugana. Ask the Gemara. That's not shaykh. So again, step number 1 is we think Rav Tarfon holds it has to be a full 5 tefachim, and the Gemara chucks that on its head. Step number 2. Ki also Rav Dimi Amar, when Rav Dimi came into the base medrash, he said, Bas Shisha Tfachim. Take a 6 tefach amma, asay oisa, make it into Bas Chamisha. Make it into 5 parts.
See me that we're talking about a 6 tefach thing.
Again, the words. Rav Dimi is saying, take an amma. Again, we're going to circle back around. We're going to circle back around. Rav Tarfon is a member. Rav Tarfon walked into the base medrash one day and said, you need 5 tefach. What does that mean is our discussion. Right.
Here we're saying amma bashisha and the Rav said it's 6.
So that we're going to see. It's going to get difficult in the words of Rav Tarfon. You're pointing out a very important nikuda. Rav Tarfon said, what was Shitas Rav Tarfon? An amma of 5 tefach. What does that mean? Step number 1, you know what that means? It means Hadas needs 5 tefachim. The Gemara says that can't be. You can never have Hadas of 5 tefachim. Step number 2, says the Gemara, no. Says Rav Dimi, you know what it means? Kias Rav Dimi Amar. Amma bashisha tefachim. Take a 6 tefach amma, which is a stam amma, which if you're looking at this paper is the middle here, is the middle bar. Take that amma of 6 tefachim, asay oisa, make it into bas chamisha, which is the bar on the left, 5 tefachim. And of that 5 tefachim, Rav Tarfon is teaching us, Tzemeyan, 3 of them should be shloisha lehadas, bashar lelulav. 5 tefachim amos of your hadas, that's the shaded area all the way to the left, and the rest is your lulav.
So basically this.
Correct.
Hadas.
Shaded. Perfect. That's what step 2 of the Gemara is. It says the Gemara. Now let's look at the relation between what Rav Tarfon is saying and a stam amma. Again, this middle amma is a stam amma. Almost like saying, millimeters to inches.
Hold that. It needs to be 3 tefachim. Just how many tefachim?
That's what we're going to get to. We thought the original step was bizarre. We thought Rav Tarfon Pasha fell on his head and needed 5 tefachim. And then the Gemara is saying, Rav Tarfon, you're nuts. Now we're circling back, like you're just saying. That Avada, he meant 3 tefachim. How did he get to 3 tefachim? We thought he meant take a 6 tefach amma, split it to 5 parts, and take 3 of those 5 parts. Thank you. Yes. Oh, I think opening the window. And what else is hot in here?
It is hot.
Push the furnace. Push the furnace. But you know what? We have a floor. We have a ceiling. We have lights.
We have Shavuos flowers that are still alive.
We have Shavuos flowers. So no, it's a little hot. It's good. It's good. Thank you, Ramanach. I'm sorry. It's perfect. It's good. It's gonna stay. Just don't shake their wet head on it as they walk by. Says the Gemara. Kama hava lahu. How much is it right now? How much is what? If we equate what Rav Tarfon is saying, which again is the bar all the way on the left, to a stam amma. Kama havalu, tilsa utlasa chumsha. As you look at the left bar, that line down the middle, it's 3 3/5 of a what? A stam amma. If this is what he meant, if you equate that to a stam amma, it meant 3 3/5 of a stam amma. If this is what he meant, you equate this to a stam amma, and it means this piece, which is 3 3/5. Now, why do we care about the equation to a stam amma again? Because that was the colloquial amma.
So this is 3 3/5.
That if Rav Tarfin meant it has to be this big, so if I were to go into a store and say, I want this size hadas, what would they give me? They would tell the guy in the back, Jose, bring out a hadas. What would he say? 3 3/5. Why would he say 3 3/5? Because a stam amma is 6 tvachim.
So waiting, it's the same size.
It's the same size, but
Over here,
we have to equate it over to 6 tvachim. Why? Mom is like saying you walk into the store and say, can I have a 20 millimeter thing? Guys, it's 20 millimeters. We're in America. We deal in inches. Okay, Givaldi, I need this amount of inches. So for Rav Tarfid's point was 3 tefachim of a 5 tefachama. What does that mean? That means 3 3/5 of a larger 6 tefach am. Says the Gemara. Kasha dishmuel adishmiel. We have a stira in Shmuel. Why? Hach Amar Rav Yudamer Shmuel. By us, Rav Yudamer Shmuel said, what? Shirat Asa Rabba Shloisha. Bahas Amar Rav Yudamer Shmuel. Halacha ki Rav Tarfin. So if you're going like Rav Tarfin in your colloquial amma, in your stam amma, what is it? 3 3/5. So you can't in the same breath tell me I hold 3 3/5 and I hold like Shmuel. That's a stira. Shmuel said 3, and you're saying 3 3/5 like Rav Tarfin. Is it 3 or 3 3/5? So says the Gemara, first step is loidak. Nah, he rounded. Says the Gemara, Eimer darmin loidak. When can you round? Lechumra. You can round 3 3/5 and be a little bit bigger, right?
Round which what?
Right. Meaning, if you want to know, Lamashal, Kiddush, you need to have 3 3/5, 3.3 ounces for Kiddush Shabbos day. So if someone were to ask a Rav might say, just take 4 ounces. What do you mean 4 ounces? That's one of Machim Sugar, 3 3.3. Because then you for sure, right? Because then you're for sure. But the Rav will never tell you, you need a Lamashal. Shabbos starts when? 18 minutes after Lech Lenching. It's too hard for you. So you know what? Shabbos starts 20 minutes after Lech Lenching. Chas v'shalom. Then you're driving on Shabbos. So we could always round. You just have to know which way you're rounding. So we're talking about the shear, the size. You have to round bigger, not smaller. Says so now says the Gemara Kiyasa Ravin. Here we go. Now this is going to be our third bar on the left. Amma bas chamisha tfachim. Take an amma of 5 tfachim. Nacham. Asay oisa shisha. And make 6 parts of it. 6 parts of what? 6 parts of... Again. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take your 5 tefachama, okay,
Make it 6.
and make it into 6 like this. Why 6 like this? Because we want it to be equal 6 like this. We'll explain why that means in a minute. Let's read it inside first. Let's read it inside. Amabas chamisha tfachim, aseo isa shisha, make it into 6 parts. Say meyan, take out of them shloisha hadas, 3 for the hadas, v'hashar lelulav, and the rest is going to be for the lulav. So now, what we're doing is, when you, this is the hardest step to know how it fits in the words. But the point of the story is, here's our 5 tefachama, right? And this 5 tefachama, how much of this is the hadas, the shaded part? Where does the lulav go until? The next one, not all the way up, one more. Lulav is always one more. Good. So now, this comes from Tarfin into the base medrash, and he says, take that and make it into 6 parts. What's that? whatever measurement you're just using, which is up until where the lulav went. That line, it's a little bit
Not
big.
completely.
Yeah. A little bit.
It's supposed to be even.
Fire the editor. Fire the graphic designer. Over here, this line, take this 4 tefachim and break this piece, this 4 tefachim, break into 6 pieces. So now let's speak it out. If this is 6 pieces, take 3 of these 6 pieces, and how much does that now equal in ratio back to your stam amma? Because everything always goes back to your stam amma. What is in your stam amma? 2.5 here. 3 of this is how much in your stam amma? 2.5. So now, right over here, this relation is 2.5. So now if I were to tell you I'm paskening like Shmuel and Rav Tarfin, am I being mekel or machmir?
No, we didn't say you can take a 5.
Take this 5 guy, take the 4 that you need, and break it into 6 parts. Of these 6 parts, you need 3. Now, if I were to equate this into stam amos, now it's 2.5. So now, if I tell you I go with Shmuel, which is 3, I'm being machmir. So Zak the Gemara, let's read it inside.
What?
Yeah, the words are
Makes
hard.
it be able to take the 4.
The 4 of it.
The
How
and make that into 6.
what you're trying to say is when Rav Tarfa walked to the base medrash and he said one line, "Amma bascha misha tfachim." How in the world did that mean? So what it meant is if you use an amma 5 tfachim and you make your calculations for your lulav and your hadas, I don't know. It's hard. But I have a problem with this.
It's like, I'm
Yeah.
like this.
They just
Yeah.
go stam amma. They were splitting their amma. And
Right, there's some mama.
I say shisha, says him shloisha lahadas v'shar lulav, kama hamalu, how much is it? Trey upaga 2.5. Frak the Gemara, so if kasha the Shmuel, answers the Gemara loidak. And now v'ainu l'chomer loidak. Damar Avun Amar Shmuel, Allah Rav Tarf thinks now he's rounding up 2, 3. Definitely difficult in the reading, but at least it works. However, let's try to get. It's a short.